Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Khaosity here, and welcome back to the channel. And before we get into anything, I just want to thank you guys for 400 subs. That's a pretty big number, not gonna lie, that's a pretty big number. But never thought I would get this far, low-key. Never thought I would get this far. Well, no, I did. Well, you know, we were pretty close to 400, but 1K is looking a lot more feasible. It's looking a lot more possible now. So hopefully you guys will give me your continued support through the rest of the year. As you know, we got Update 3 coming out for Frontiers. It's looking nice. And we got Sonic Superstars coming out, which looks great. So, yeah, there's definitely content coming on the way, alright? It's just a little dry right now, you know, not much happening within the Sonic news universe or the Sonic at all. But despite that, you guys continue to show support on the channel, even with how ass I'm doing at this YouTube thing, alright? But moving on from that, we got us some news regarding Sonic Frontiers and Origin Plus being nominated for a Game of the Year award in Japan. And we got us some news regarding the success of Sonic Frontiers and reboots and remakes coming to the Sonic series. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Well, no, if you like the video, drop a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. All right, we're on that road to 500 now, I guess. So the next milestone, let's hit it. But moving on from that, it says here on Nintendo Everything, Sega boss on Sonic Frontiers' success considering remakes and reboots. Sega president and COO Yukio Sugino has commented on the success of Sonic Frontiers as well as interest in approaches like remakes and reboots. Sugino's comments came as a part of an interview published by the recent issue of the Japanese magazine Famitsu. We love that magazine. He was first asked about what was memorable last year, to which he pointed to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie as well as Sonic Frontiers. The Switch title, which is also available on other platforms, managed to sell more copies than we anticipated, alright? So, Sugino said, so this is his words, "Of course, first I have to mention Sonic Frontiers with Utsumi, which is another representative at Sega, and co-COO, at the center of a multitude of projects meant to make Sonic even bigger than before, progressed to the point of bearing fruit. In April last year, the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released in North America, which fortunately resulted in a good start, allowing our global revenue to reach over about 570 million yen, which, if I do the math, that comes out to about 4.1 million US dollars, which doesn't seem like that much considering Sega is a multi-billion-dollar company, but I don't know, maybe it's a typo, who knows. We released Sonic Frontiers on the back of that and managed to sell more copies than we anticipated. That in itself was heartening. We were also happy to receive a lot of messages, mainly from North American fans, expressing joy that Sonic was moving towards a good direction, which he is. More discussion of Sonic came about later in the interview while discussing Samba de Amigo Party Central. That one isn't a reboot, and although Sonic Superstars isn't either, we want to have some elements of a reboot in there as well. Finally, Sugino indicated that Sega is considering reboots and remakes alongside new entries. Again, while speaking about Sonic the Hedgehog, our translation is as follows. So this is the interview itself. Since a new entry in the Samba de Amigo series is set to come out later, will more old IPs receive reboots as well? To me, Samba de Amigo Party Central wasn't a reboot, but a new entry in the series. On the other hand, Sonic Superstars, that was announced the other day, is a return to the 2D action of the past. So while it is a new entry, we want to have some elements of a reboot in there as well. So while Sonic Frontiers was a challenge for the Sonic series, Sonic Superstars will have facets of a reboot. Of course, we must do new things, but we are not doing both new entries and reboots for every IP. With the mindset of this is the best way of doing things for this IP, we choose to move forward and with the appropriate option based on the timing for every IP. Sonic is Sega's iconic IP, their number one, so we are considering reboots and remakes alongside new entries. That is really good to hear. Alright, so we really have Sonic Movie 2 to thank. Alright, it did numbers. Sonic Movie 2 did numbers, and therefore, a lot of people wanted to check out the Blue Rat's newest entry in his video game series, Sonic Frontiers, which allowed them to do big numbers on that as well. And because of that, since they have the publicity that they need, they can actually go ahead and start considering reboots and remakes, which I think includes the Sonic Adventure Remakes. If you guys remember, I think this was like 2 years ago. So for those of you who are still with me 2 years ago, You may remember a video I was talking about where the Adventure Remakes got shelved. They had got shelved because Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, did terribly. Apparently they were working on the Adventure Remakes at the time of Rise of Lyric's release, and since Rise of Lyric did so terribly, they didn't want to release Adventure 1 and 2 remakes and then have those do terribly and then therefore tank Sonic's reputation, so they shelved it. So with the success of Frontiers and the second movie, and even with all the other stuff that's been recently happening like Prime and the Knuckle Show about to come out, we still have to see how that is going to be. The publicity is there, the success is there, so they probably won't be as scared to try some reboots and remakes within the Sonic series. A lot of people were even saying that Sonic Heroes is getting a reboot / remake because I think it was like a recent Tales tube. They did some digging. They saw like what looked to be like an updated Heroes image. So who knows? We may even get a Sonic Heroes reboot / remake as well. So I guess like you guys notice, I don't really like Heroes in its current state, and it's really just because of the control. I just don't like how slippery it is. If they can just fix that, honestly, I'll pay for it. But moving on from that, we do have one little thing to take a look at. This is a tweet from Sonic Stadium. Sonic Frontiers and Origins Plus have been nominated for a Game of the Year award at the Japan Game Awards of 2023. There's a public voting period where fans can help support Sonic Team's efforts. Check out the news stories on how to vote. So if you guys want to vote for Sonic, if you want the Blue Rat to win Game of the Year in Japan, here it is. The link will be in the description. You can go to this tweet, and this tweet will take you to the proper webpage. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. Road to 500. Thanks for 400 subs. Oh, and before I go, I guess I should go ahead and get this out the way. If any of you actually watch and or play other games, and you would like to see me play other games, I have a Kick channel or a Kick stream where I'll just be randomly streaming games whenever I'm playing them. So if you guys want to check that out, join me in a stream, you can. The link will be in the description. But until next time, peace.